So if you come out of the deck 6 elevators and go forward just a little bit, and we turn the corner there, we find the Spiegel tent, which is one of the showrooms. They had the Latitudes parties here, and in front of the Spiegel tent, the one thing that's interesting is they have like funhouse mirrors, which change your shape, and you can be any kind of shape you want to be. This video is a tour of Deck 6 of the Norwegian Breakaway. In this short video, you will see several different venues that will be very important for you during your cruise on the Breakaway. Welcome to Traveling with a Chair with Ken
and Cheryl Edmonds.
We've been married 40 years, and in that 40 years, we've enjoyed numerous trips to exotic destinations, and we've had some amazing adventures.
We've been travel agents, trip planners, and tour guides. Now I travel with a wheelchair, and we'd like to tell you what I do, where I go, and how I get about when I get there.
So here's today's video. Now that's me the way I like me, tall and thin. Just doesn't work in real life. I have quite a few of these video panels around showing what's showing on the screen in the main atrium, or showing ads for some of the functions on the ship. Anyway, this little hallway leads you to the card room, and the card room stays pretty busy. One of the things I'd keep in mind is you almost always really want to bring with you some cards. The ship has cards, but I know that several days there were so many people playing cards in various areas around the ship that there weren't any playing cards available. So you might want to, if you're card players, you might want to bring cards from home, especially if you like specialty games like Pinochle. They couldn't find any Pinochle cards on the ship. Next to the card room is the library. I'll just take a quick pop in here. And there are books available to read. It's also kind of a nice place. There's a couple of desks in here, and a lot of times we saw people sitting in here and with laptops and working. Out and around on the ship, I didn't have any success in finding regular outlets. If you needed power, you just about had to have one of the adapters for the European voltage systems. We'll actually go from there back into the card room, because I did want to show that in the card room, in addition to being able to play cards, they've got some board games. They have puzzles, some other kinds of games, Trivial Pursuit. Somewhere in here, my wife found she found a puzzle to work on during the ship, so she did that. Let's go ahead and go out of, and we're going to walk forward into the atrium. There are some meeting rooms here on the right side. I guess if you had a big enough function, you might be able to use them, or if you had some business reason, you might be able to rent them. So coming into the atrium here on the, what we find is that we've got the internet cafe, and there's some announcements up. Usually they have the schedule of when somebody attends here. I will say my experience, you can use these computers to access NCL.com free. We tried to do that. We were shopping for a cruise, and we wound up booking a cruise here for Alaska this summer. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. We were looking for a cruise and researching, and on the ship we booked a cruise for Alaska. But connectivity was slow and seemed pretty unreliable. Now, we didn't pay for a high-end internet connection. We didn't pay for any internet connection. So we might have been able to do better with our laptop on one of the higher end packages. You can do the same thing with, you can get to ncl.com from your laptop or your tablet. But again, without having a paid connection, it's very unstable and very frustrating. Again, in this area, just from the far side, we're looking at the atrium area. Like I said, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. People are at the bars, and it's being busy. One of the other things, and we'll just look up a little bit here, you'll see that around the atrium here, there is seating available all the way around. And we'll come up and take a look at that from up above. So when there's presentations, not only can you sit here and see the presentations, but you can sit that's Oceans up above here, and you can sit in Oceans and watch the presentation. We're going to go ahead and slide farther aft here. And just about anywhere you look in the ship, there are places that you can have bar service available. Finding drinks, this would be the atrium bar over here on the side. And they also have servers that walk around. They don't make a nuisance of themselves. They're available if you want them, but they're not like on some cruise ships I've been on where they just constantly harassing you, wanting you to buy a drink. And there's just none of that. This is the art gallery. So we're moving aft in the ship, which is toward the back. And there's starting to be quite a bit of traffic in the hallways. I thought I got up early enough to be quiet. So after the art gallery, you come into another part of what they call 678 Ocean Place. And this is the 3 decks that are open right here. Pan up and take a look at that chandelier, just gorgeous. Right now it's steady white, but in the evening it changes colors. Here on the left we have Le Bistro, which is a French restaurant. Very nice food there. We didn't eat any of the specialty restaurants on this trip, but this has been one of the places in previous cruises we really enjoyed. Over here on the right we have Headliners, and this is the comedy club. This is where you have to have reservations for a lot of the shows. They're setting up to do things in here. Probably another art auction. This has been where they've had all the art auctions, so I won't pop in, but it has a fairly limited seating. We were able to get in last night to one of the comedy shows. It was standing room only, but we were able to get in and really enjoyed it. Early comedy is PG, later comedy is not PG. My wife and I are PG people, so we watched a lot of PG comedy. Again, more art here. The art gallery kind of spans both sides of this area. And this is Teppanyaki, which is a Japanese steakhouse. It's closed now, but just a quick look in there. So they have 4, at least 4 places that you can go in there and sit and have the chefs cook at the table in front of you. We talked to somebody and they were saying what a good show it was. They did a really nice job, enjoyed it. And this is art gallery. Another set of bathrooms available. In this case, there's not a handicapped here, but the other side, on the other side of that staircase, you can see the sign for the handicap. So that's our second set of facilities here on this deck. We're keeping going back through the art gallery, and we're going to come into this is a bar called Mix, and it's a bar designed where you can wait for people that you're meeting for dinner. On either side here, what we'll find is that we have Savor, and taste restaurants. Since there's not anybody in yet this morning, we'll just slide in and get a sense of these dining rooms. They're both fairly good sized dining rooms that hold a lot of people. The nice thing about it is that if you come other than right at peak times, you can pretty easy get a seat by the window. Service has been really good here. We've eaten here a couple of times. We did breakfast. We did dinner right before we sailed away. No, I take that back. We've eaten dinner here one night, but it wasn't the sail away night. But breakfast and lunch is served in these dining rooms all the time, plus dinner. We've just eaten in the Manhattan room, and we'll go up and take a look at the Manhattan room. Here's a secret thing. Early in the morning, what you find is you have what the various dining options are for today. So and this is one that not everybody knows about, but on the sea days, and it's every sea day, there's a dining option in Moderno's, which is normally a specialty dining restaurant, but today they have a Mexican lunch buffet. They had yesterday an American barbecue lunch buffet. On the first sea day going outbound, they had a Spanish buffet, and it's free, and it's one of our favorite places for lunch. You'll see that in some other video. And then in the buffet upstairs tonight, it's a grill extravaganza. Every night in the buffet, they have some kind of special. Theme for the menu, and we've done. You'll see video and pictures of all the different buffets they've had in the way of specialty. In general, there are the breakfast buffet, or the breakfast options are the same. There are some daily features that change a little bit. Mostly they stay pretty similar. But for today, for example, today we have huevos rancheros, biscuit benedict with country potatoes, or vanilla pound cake. That's in addition to the regular choices. And like I said, the service in the main dining rooms has been really good. It's really nice to go in and sit down sometimes. Though for breakfast, we found ourselves, we ate a couple times down here, and then it just became more convenient for our activities, whatever we were doing that day, to go ahead and eat upstairs in the buffet. And we're going to make our way up there here in a minute. Right now, we're at the aft elevator, which is toward the back of the ship. And at every elevator, you see a map of the ship and what's on every deck, and so that you can navigate around. For us, a couple things. For our room, we go to the forward elevator all the time. If you're going to different restaurants, all of the main restaurants, main dining rooms and the buffet are all off of the aft elevators. So if you're going for food, aft elevators work really good. In our case, for room, we wanted the forward elevator. We're going to go up a flight and we'll go tour that deck.
So the question of the day is, what is your favorite cruise line? Put the answer down in the box below. Join the conversation. Thanks for watching our tour of Deck 6. Please, if you haven't already done so and you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. It makes us feel better and encourage us to keep going. Also, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, you're going to want to do that. And probably want to hit the notification bell too, because we have a lot more about the Breakaway coming. We have more about the ports that we visited coming. We also have an upcoming cruise to Alaska with some amazing excursions planned. You're not going to want to miss any of that. The best way to make sure you don't is to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.